Happy Friday traders, Robert H here. Haven't done any recaps this week, been working on some other content, so be on the lookout for that. One of them actually discusses short squeezes, which I got involved in today. So NTNX, big gap down, right? Minus 20% or something. The daily was just very, very scary. No support in sight until 25, and then below that was basically free space. So I had some bias coming into this, thinking that we were going to lose the pre-market low and flush. Shorted on this 2-minute opening range breakdown, right? This is the 2-minute candle. Kind of preempted that, shorted it there, and then it hit 25.50, and that was the low of the day. Refused to go any lower, right? What happened on the next candle? I got squeezed hard, very hard. I was looking to stop out here around 26 whole number, and I got squeezed for 26 and a quarter. So that loss was about minus one, I think like 1.4 or 1.5 R, 25 cent slippage, which is massive, right? And if you look at the 5-minute chart here, what happened? This candle was very, very deadly. At one point, this candle was full red, right? Full red. The bears were in control, and the buyers just sent it right back up, right? Just overtook them. This is a veteran candle. This is a very, very bullish candle. It's arguably more bullish than this candle. This candle didn't see any resistance, right? People just buying, driving it up, right? This candle survived a war, basically survived a battle. It's got the scars to prove it. This is a huge, huge scar here, right? And it was a squeeze, basically a squeeze. We broke above high of pre-market, and off we went to the upside. Now, a lot of traders get involved in this, and I used to be very, very guilty of this, was to just be tunnel vision, to have blinders on, revenge mode, right? So I thought to myself, I have to short this thing. It's minus 20%. It has to come down. It has to come down. And when you have those blinders on where your judgment's clouded, you miss moves. You start missing moves, right? So let's take a look. What happened after this, right? Zoom out here. It started flagging, right? I'm just looking for short entries, missing this, missing that, missing some other flags here, and then I ended up shorting it again here, right? At one point, this 5-minute candle was a shooting star, so I went to short it again, thinking that we topped out at whatever level this is, 27.90. And you guys know I don't start taking reversals till 10:30. At 10:15, I start looking for signs of topping out, right? I'm here shorting uptrends at 9.50 at the open, when the opening 15-minute candle is $2. That is a squeeze. That is just shorts. Covering at the ass. Get me out, get me out, get me out. Anyone who was dumb enough to short at the open like I was is now stuck, is trapped, and the bulls are piling in. They smell that blood in the water. Let's drive this thing up as much as it can go, right? Let's bring the pain on. So I shorted it again. And then I realized, I took a step back. I was like, wait a minute, I'm involved in what looks to be a flag here, right? If this breaks up above this consolidation area, I'm getting squeezed again. So I just got out at break even, basically, right? Got out at break even here. I realized what I was doing wrong. And I took a step back. I was like, okay, I'm basically 0 for 2 here and almost at minus 2R. This second trade was a scratch, right? Break even. And I realized this thing is just trending up. I need to be involved on the way up, right? What am I doing with these? Again, my judgment's clouded. I need to be catching these flags on the way up. And, again, just short bias, guys. Short bias, do not have that bias. Try to approach each trade with a fresh mindset. Just because I lost on a short here, does that mean I have to win on a short to get my money back? No, I can get my money back going long, right? Anyways, so this 50 simple moving average started approaching here. The 50, very, very powerful on the higher time frame, 15-minute chart, right? It has to respect this. So it tested it the first time. If we take a look here on the 5-minute chart, tested it the first time, big wick, and then tested it the second time, ripped through, right? These moving averages are areas, they're not exact points. Ripped through, and here's the opposite of this, right? The bulls were in control. This was a full-bodied candle worth 50 cents. And then the bears just sent it back down. Not in our house, right? Not in our house. Boom, right? So you have basically a shooting star on the 2, on the 5, 15, hit this. And let's go take a look at the 1-minute chart. This was where you could see how potent the bears were. Look at the size of this wick when it rejected. That is a massive, massive wick, right? This candle, again, it's seen some stuff, right? Seen some stuff, survived, and the bears overtook the bulls there, right? So that was my cue finally, right? A little bit early, 10:15, but this moving average was a pretty good indicator, along with the triple shooting stars on the 1, 2, and 5, and that was basically how I got my money back, right? I held for 2.5 R to pay for the slippage. I know that's a bit greedy, but whatever. So I got plus 2.5 R there. Basically 1 for 3 and plus 1 R. That's how I ended the day on NTNX. Not the cleanest trading, and obviously some lessons to be learned there. It went back to VWAP. I actually thought about holding everything to VWAP, but I don't want to get involved in that again. take my money and run, right? So some lessons there, guys. Don't have any bias. Always try to approach each trade fresh, right? Independently. It's just because you're down doesn't mean you have to stick with the same theory or the same idea. This is once this candle's put in, this was no longer a short, right? And look at all these flags I missed. Just missed some beautiful, beautiful flags on the way up. And that's basically the lesson, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, learned something from it as I did here. Got to remind ourselves constantly, what we're trying to do out here every day, and don't let your judgment or your emotions cloud your ability to read the charts, right? That's what we do here. We read the charts, we react, we don't predict, and we're not out here to get revenge on individual tickers. So have a good weekend. I'll see you in the room on Monday.